Deneen White here for Hollywood Mindset TV. Today I am so excited to introduce okay, I'll start over again.
That's okay.
Thank God I took an editing course all last weekend. Okay.
I'll play along with you.
It's good I have a voiceover guy here because he knows how to do this and I just pretend. Okay, here we go. Ready? Get my serious face back on. Hi everyone, Deneen White here for Hollywood Mindset TV. Today I am really excited to introduce you to someone named Tyler Jackson Price. He has been on my podcast several times and he is someone who is in the voiceover world and I can't wait for you to hear his story. He definitely has what we here at Hollywood Mindset TV see as the Hollywood mindset. Tyler, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. How excited are you to be here?
Oh, I'm excited. Thank you so much. I've been looking forward to it for a while, and I'm glad I'm here.
I'm glad you're here, too. So before we really get started with your story, I just want to let everyone know just a little bit about Hollywood Mindset TV, our story, and like what we do here. So something that we've realized is we've worked with a lot of talent, and we find that talent really put the cart before the horse. And what do I mean by that? They're so worried about like booking, getting an agent or a manager that they forget the things that are really important, which are actually booking work, making money in the industry, and having the mindset that actually makes a manager or an agent want to work with them. So with that in mind, Tyler, I'm really excited for you to be here on the show. Yeah. And can you just tell us a little bit about your story and how you got into the voiceover world?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in the entertainment industry for about 10 years, but I actually started doing stand-up comedy here in Florida. So I toured all over Florida. I was on America's Got Talent for 2 seasons. And, just did a couple opening shows and headlined for some small clubs and things like that. And comedy was definitely the one outlet that just made me feel free, made me, relaxed, and gave me the opportunity to really show who I was. But voice acting never was a part of my journey until I did a show with a friend who worked at a radio station. And he said, hey, Tyler, you have a great voice. You do different voices. I just love your style. Why don't you come on down and have you thought about voice acting? And I said, no, I never really thought about it. It's just comedy. Like, that's all I knew. And he brought me down to the station. We cut a demo. He showed me the ins and outs. And really, once I saw, like, what went into voice acting and the scripts and the editing and just the different styles, you could just say different words. It was definitely different from comedy, but I fell in love with it. And ever since then, I never looked back. There was a period in time when I didn't do voice acting, but I knew, God was like, hey, a microphone's in your future. Like, come on, I'm trying to, prod you with this thing you got. And I didn't really listen. I didn't know how to listen. But when we joined our church about 4 years ago, I told him about my vision. And I said, hey, a microphone is where I need to be. And, I did voice acting in the past. I want to get back into it. And luckily, there was a guy who was at the church who was a professional voice actor. Linked up with him. And he was my mentor. His name was Donald. And he gave me his contacts. He taught me, like, how to just read scripts and look at demos and contact people. And he really started that passion, that ball rolling. And really that was the fire that I needed to continue to, where I am now.
That's awesome. So how did you take that fire and start putting it really to work?
At first it was really difficult, just because there's so many outlets and it's really hard to find out where to go. I read on like Facebook, there's a lot of people, hey, I'm a new voice actor, give me work, or I'm a new voice actor. What do I do? How do I start? And I was at that point, in my career where I didn't know where to start. But when I realized I had to start somewhere, I simply just said, look, let me just go online, find somebody who needs a voice, and I will start there. Mm-hmm. It sounds broad. It sounds kind of like you're just going in the dark. But when I did that, I found a company called Learning Ally. And it's a company that creates audiobooks for children with learning and reading disabilities. Oh, wow. So I contacted one of the producers and he said, you know what? We always accept new talent. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, that's stress off me. Like, I don't need to, have this grand studio set up. But he gave me the opportunity to really start my voiceover career with them. But at the same time, I was making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was never a job. It was always, this is my duty to serve the community and to serve kids that, I hate to say normal, but don't have the normal opportunities for education, for learning, to just have fun that other kids have. So
Okay.
when he gave me that chance, I was like, wow. And then, I asked him some tips about voice acting. And when I got that confidence, oh, ask and you shall receive. It's so
Mm-hmm.
true. Reach out, email, call, text, apply to jobs, even though you have no experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just see what they say. And
Yeah.
once I kind of threw myself in the voiceover world with no parachute, I was landing, thank God I was landing on some soft areas.
Yeah.
But, I just kind of threw myself in there and, God took care of the rest.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Now, did you start out with a reel, or how did you start out? Like when were you just emailing people, hey, I have a great voice, or like how did you get started?
Well, I got started with the previous demo I made years before with the guy I did stand-up comedy with. So it was a couple years old. It's something that I only had that one, 30 or 45-second demo to go off on.
Mhm.
But hearing other people's demos, I kind of knew what I wanted my next demo to be, because I knew it needed to be updated. I was listening to the trends and just the styles going on. And again, I reached out and I said, look, I don't have $1,000, $1,500 for a professional demo. Can someone just help me? And luckily a guy was like, hey, I'm learning how to produce. I'll do your, demo if you just kind of put my name out there. And I was like, yeah, like, let's do it. So I did some scripts and I kind of mashed some files together, and he helped me out. So it was really good. It was really great, and we had a good time. So that kind of started my demo process.
That's awesome. So I know you have a wide variety of projects that you've worked on. So can you talk a little bit about some of the more exciting projects that you've worked on?
Yes, I actually did a trailer for a Netflix movie. It didn't get the green light, but I was still chosen to have one of the dramatic trailers. And that was a connection I made on LinkedIn. It was just a message went out, and the guy said, hey, I got this thing going on, and, keep it on the hush hush, but I'd like you to voice it. But, I was excited. I was like, man, this could be it.
Uh-huh.
But, at least I can say I got to do a Netflix movie, the trailer. That was a great experience, great production team. Again, Learning Ally was another, great company, just helping, kids, teach them and help them to learn. I also did a commercial for ESPN. So that was like
Nice.
my big thing. I'm an Eagles fan from the Philly area. I know, boo. Hey, look, Foles forever. I'm Foles. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Carson. Foles forever. Um, but yeah, I did an ESPN commercial. So that was like eye opening. But I'd say every job that I get, whether it's a big company or small company, it's always exciting just knowing that somewhere in the world or in the country, your voice is heard just like you hear on the radio.
Yeah.
And, when you're driving, you start hearing those commercials and memorizing them. And I can say, maybe someone's, memorizing my voice or my little jingle commercial. So I say those three are the ones that I keep close. But
Okay.
really every project I have, I pull a little bit from and keep in my heart.
That's awesome. We love to play a game like, oh, do we know who that voice is? Whenever, like, I used to listen to commercials, like, okay, fast, like, tune out. But now it's like, oh, I know that voice. Or it's funny, like when you tune your ear to listen in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Because like this is something we do. We just had a big workshop in September about voiceover. So ever since then, I've been trying to get rid of my Philadelphia accent by speaking more clearly, and it's amazing. It obviously has not yet worked, but it's just amazing how when you have a mind towards something, how all of a sudden you like really start noticing things. That must be really cool.
Yes. And it's true. Like I talk to people and they're like, hey, you're from the Northeast, aren't you? Like Philly? And I'm like, how do you know? And I've been living in Florida for 13 years. And it's just, I guess, some of the words I say, some of the phrases, I don't notice it, but they're like, yeah, you're from the Northeast. And I'm like, Well, that's
Gotta
kind of,
work harder.
got to work harder. But
Yeah.
it's also funny when a job comes in and, it's, informative or narrative or something, they give you direction.
Yeah.
And my wife or my kids, they'll hear me like, da 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 da. And then I'll be like, yeah, I'll have some spaghetti. Yeah, put some meatballs on there. Okay. All right. Thanks, babe. Da 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 da. Like, so you kind of turn it on and off, but it's fun. It's fun all around.
That's awesome. Something else I love about you, Tyler, is that you're very much a connector. Because I feel like every time I talk to you, like, oh my gosh, there is someone you need to talk to. So can you talk a little bit, like, how did you become such a connector? Is that something that's always come naturally to you? Because that's huge in the entertainment industry.
In high school, I was voted the person most likely to be on the cover of GQ. So that hasn't happened yet, but I've always just been a guy who just loves to talk to people. I've in high school, I was friends with the jocks, the gothic kids, the nerds, even though I was kind of one. I was friends with everybody. Like I never, I always said hi to everyone and conversated. And even when I came down here after high school working for Disney, that really brought in my mind into, wow, the world's bigger than what I thought. Meeting other cultures, having roommates from the South, in the United States, to Brazil, to China, to Russia, to Spain. You learn about different cultures, so you kind of have to connect outside of your own comfort zone. But me as a person, again, my wife, she'll always be like, wow, you always know somebody when we go out, and you just can't go out and just say hi, you got to conversate. And I'm like, it's just me. I just love connecting with people, hearing their stories, because I truly feel that with the world the way it is, there's a lot of bright and there's a lot of dark.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that if you just say hello to someone and just acknowledge their existence, they might think, wow, no one sees me, no one talks to me, even to the point where, hey, I'm going to kill myself today because I'm just oblivious. But if you say, hey, what's going on? How are you? I like your shoes. Like, wow, I like your car. Hey, I saw you at Walmart. Just want to, it's crazy we're bumping into each other.
Yeah.
Just things like that. When you acknowledge people, it showed them that, wow, your attention is given and you're taking the time out of the day just to say hello. It's very simple.
Yeah.
So connecting is what I love to do in the industry. You're right. It is important. You first have to connect before you get a job, just like a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't connect with you, I'm not going to hire you to sell my merchandise. I'm not going to hire you to greet my guests or my customers. I don't want you anywhere near my business because you are a reflection of what I'm selling. You're a reflection of me.
Yeah.
So if you can't connect, you can't start anywhere, just like a marriage, any relationship. Mm-hmm. So to me, connecting is what it's all about. There are times I lack in it. There are times I stink at it. But in general, I just love to connect with people. It's just who I am. Hey, what's up? How you doing? That's it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So a lot of people that are going to be watching this show are people who are very much new to the industry. So what is one thing that you would like to tell them that you wish someone had told you when you were getting started?
I wish that someone told me a couple things, that you're not going to get rich quick and you might not get rich at all. Mm-hmm. We all look at TV and we all have our cartoon characters and our idols and, characters we grew up with going, wow, that's what I want to do when I grow up, or that's what I want to be like. And in the industry, as you will know, you will hear more no's and silence more than yes. Mm-hmm. And if you're not mentally tough and if you don't have the mindset that I need to keep on going, those no's will block you every single time. So, it's a climb. You're always climbing to the next step. It's never just a straight through, hey, this is easy, you're coasting. Now, some people, you see on TV, like that homeless guy that had the radio voice on the side of the highway. Yeah. He was booked instantly. Like it was instant fame, but he had a lot of demons he was fighting. And he had a long career in radio before that. People don't realize that. Yeah. But, it's an uphill battle. It's a struggle. It can be to have rejection or silence, or to feel like you nailed a audition, or you give someone rates when they're like, hey, Tyler, we love you. What are your rates? Yeah, well, I charge this, this, and this. What? This is the dollar store, Tyler. We don't. What? You want that? You're crazy. It's like, okay, well, I'm worth it. I saw this thing on LinkedIn, and it really hit me. It said, when I charge clients and businesses and customers, I'm not charging you what I want, in this grand yearly salary.
Yeah.
I'm charging you for years editing. I'm charging you for years that I put into my studio.
Yeah.
I'm charging you for years that I heard the word no.
Yeah.
I'm charging you for the demos I've created, the times recording, the times re-recording, the times I said, hey, honey, hey kids, daddy has to go record now. That family time I sacrificed to be there for other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm charging you for.
Yeah.
So when I read that, it really hit me, and that is so true. So there's a lot of factors, again, hearing no, hearing the silence, giving people rates, and they're just like, no, you're too expensive, when you're like, okay, you want a Picasso drawing or you want a stick figure?
Yeah.
You choose. But I wish someone just told me, that it's a process, it's a journey, but take your time, learn your craft, master your craft, but not only master your craft, but master yourself. Yeah. Don't mimic other people. Mm-hmm. You have one voice. When you die, your voice is gone forever.
Yeah.
Use that voice. Someone in the world wants it. Someone in the world needs it. You just got to find them. But it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes determination. You just got to be just armor on all the time, and just keep going. Just keep punching through those walls.
Yeah. I love what you said. I mean, I love everything that you said, but I love what you said most about how you have one voice, and when you die, your voice is gone. I think something that people are called to creativity, whether it's voice acting or whether it's acting or music or modeling or whatever part of the entertainment industry, or writing or any of that stuff. I think that's something that people don't realize. Like, you've been given a gift. Like, we all have a gift, whatever that gift is, and we all have a responsibility to cultivate that gift and then give it away. It's not something that we hold on to for ourselves. It's something that we're called to cultivate and give away. So I love that you said that, because that's something that resonates deep within me, no matter what I'm doing. Like, no matter what facet of the world I'm working in, that's something that I always am very aware of. Is that like we all have a responsibility, because
exactly.
Like, I want to be famous. Well, why there's something that you have a responsibility to cultivate and then give away, or not give away for free, but like then share with the world. So I love that you said that.
Yeah. And I also love to ask people, hey, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? Or what's your talent? Yeah. Because some people say, hey, I'm a rapper. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what are you doing with it? I want to do this and not sure where to start. So that opens, again, the connection. I go, oh, you're not sure where to start? Let me just tell you my story. And it's funny when you tell them, your story, or where you started and your hardships and your triumphs, because you can kind of ignite what they weren't thinking of. They might go, wow, I didn't think of that, Tyler. Like, I'm going to go home and do that. And when you talk to motivated people, that motivates you, because positivity is contagious. So when you can spark that fire, I work with friends, and, they were kind of sluggish, but now they're hardcore producing, editing, and just doing what they're meant to be doing. Because all I said was, come on, man. Like, do you want this? Like, this is what you're great at. Why aren't you showing the world what you're good at? Yeah. And that just changes their mindset. So when you surround yourself with positive people, like-minded people who just want to make their life the best that they can, share that. I mean, it's contagious. It really is.
It is. It totally is. And that's a mindset that we definitely want to share around, because you definitely have to share that positivity, and you have to share, like, I just love everything you just said right there. I wish I could quote all that too. But no, it's fantastic, because when you encourage other people to walk in their gifts, whatever that gift is, and you encourage them to actually go for it, something shifts in the whole universe. At least that's what I believe. And it's amazing. It's amazing what'll happen. Like, and again, that's one of the reasons I love connecting with you, is because no matter what is going on, it's like, you're like, okay, well, let's just talk about what's going on. And after we share our story for like 15 minutes, we're both like, okay, we're ready for the marathon again. I'll catch you in 26.2 miles.
Right, exactly.
Awesome. Yeah. So I just want to thank you so much for being willing to be on the show today and for sharing your insights. Do you want to share, like, where can people find you if someone wants to work with you, or if someone wants to be inspired by you on LinkedIn or something like that? Can you share where they can find you?
Absolutely. You can find me on LinkedIn, just Tyler Jackson Price. You can email me at tjpvoiceman87@gmail.com. And I'm also on SoundCloud, TJP Voiceman. So reach out if you have any questions. I'm still learning on this journey, but I'm always willing to listen, to help any way I can, to anyone who wants to. So yeah, just shout and say hi if you want to.
Excellent. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Tyler. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was great.
You're welcome. And I just want to thank everyone so much for watching this episode of Hollywood Mindset TV. Please make sure you stay tuned, because I have a lot of amazing guests just like Tyler that are lined up for the show, and you don't want to miss an episode. So thank you very much and have a fantastic day. Bye.